Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the University of Trinidad and Tobago. I am Petula from Student Support Services, and I will be your host this morning. Let's welcome our Student Guild representatives of the University of Trinidad and Tobago. You have just witnessed student representation of the University of Trinidad and Tobago, led by the Executive Student Guild President and the President of each chapter guild for every UTT campus in Trinidad as well as Tobago. Let's give them a round of applause, please. I now invite Ms. Denique Robertson, who is the president of the APA Chapter Guild and a student pursuing her bachelor's in fine arts of the performing arts at the Upper Campus, to lead us in the singing of the national anthem of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. I now invite you all to stand.
Forged from the love of liberty in the fires of hope and prayer, with boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare. Side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea. This our native land. We pledge our lives to thee. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation.
Thank you very much, Denique. Please remain standing. For we are 10 campuses, one university, where every creed and race find an equal place, and that includes offering up prayers of faith today. So I now call on Christian Israel, Mohammed Anwar Bash, and Shoba Manu to lead us in prayer.
Hello, good day, everyone. I kindly ask that everyone close their eyes now and bow their heads. Thank you, Lord, for bringing us here today. God, I ask above all else that your will be done. And Father God, you guide the hearts of the people, Lord, the hearts of the upcoming students, Lord, Father God. Give them the strength and grace to deal with the upcoming challenges of attending a university and the different things that will come, Lord. Father God, I ask that you just bless this right now, that everything goes according to your will and everything goes well. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
O Allah, most gracious, most merciful, kind and forgiving Lord, as we gather here as a university, as we welcome our new students, as parents and as staff join, we lift our hands and we beg and supplicate to thee for your divine intervention, for your presence. O Allah, we beg and we beseech you, Allah, to guard us and to guide us and to protect us, to shower us with your mercies, O Allah. And O Allah, that every single one of us who are gathered here, every single student that are gathered here will realize their potential and that they will be able to succeed. We ask, O Allah, that you accept our broken and humble supplication.
Om Bhum Bhuva Swaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. We meditate on the most adored Supreme Lord, the Creator whose divine light illumines all realms, physical, mental, and spiritual. May this divine light illumine our intellect, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
You may take your seats. Thank you very much to our student volunteers. With us this morning at the university, I would like to acknowledge and welcome Professor Clement Imbert, Deputy Chairman of our UTT Board, Mr. Dorwin Manzano, our Corporate Secretary, Mr. Sarim Al-Zubadi, our President, Mr. Kamal Hunt, our Executive Student Guild President, Mr. Roel Mohammed, our Acting Assistant Vice President of Student Support Services, Mr. Philip Robinson, our Registrar, Ms. Fiona Lupingwa, our Financial Controller, members of the Executive Student Guild, all Student Guild chapter officers, all students and guests, welcome and good morning to you from the University of Trinidad and Tobago. Let's give everyone a round of applause, please. We are privileged here this morning for some of these fine folks to be here to address you. I would like to invite our president, Professor Sarim Al-Zubadi, to address you and bring you greetings. Let's welcome him, please.
Mr. Raul Muhammad, Assistant Vice President, Acting Student Support Services, UTT, members of UTT's academic and corporate staff, all new students of UTT for the academic year 2017-2018, Mr. Kamal Hunt, President of the Executive Student Guild, UTT, other representatives of UTT's Guild chapters, Master of Ceremony, Mrs. Batula Tavares, specially invited guests, parents, guardians, spouses, and friends, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Allow me to begin by saying how extremely pleased I am that you and your family have confidently chosen the University of Trinidad and Tobago, UTT, as their institution of choice for your tertiary education. Please give yourselves a round of applause for making such a worthwhile decision. At UTT, we are proud of our excellent faculty, our entrepreneurial vision and mission, our curriculum's integration of service learning, and our focus on all-round development of you, the student. As a growing institution, we seek to constantly adjust to modern methods of learning while we focus on innovation and research as we engage with the needs of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Today, it is indeed a privilege to speak to you. For as the newly installed president of UTT, I too know what it's like to be faced with charting my own path here at UTT. As president, I am aware that students are our priority, for without you, the university would be but empty buildings without purpose and without promise. It is you, our students, who are the university's promise. For it is your fresh and inquisitive minds which are needed to inspire the university onwards. As students of UTT, you will have the freedom to explore a range of intellectual opportunities, to explore a range, the university's instructors boast a spectrum of research interests that are fascinating and diverse. And it is my hope that many of you will also embark on research that will positively impact both the university and society as a whole. Many of you know that Stanford University breakthrough technology gave rise to the like of Hewlett-Packard and Google. And it is my resolve that UTT should also be included among the many universities that are converting research into revenue. As students, you will be engaged in the state-of-the-art equipment, as well as people from different backgrounds and responsibilities, who will broaden your world. Research into innovation suggests that the more often people with different perspectives come together, the more likely creative ideas are to emerge. Give yourself the gift of a much wider range of influences and ideas by coming out of your comfort zone to a place that challenges, motivates, and strengthens your mind. Have a passion for volunteerism, social activism, and responsibility. University is the place where you grow both academically and personally, and I urge you to work on developing that sense of social responsibility that will require of you both now and in the future. The time that you'll spend at UTT will indeed be both formative and memorable. It will undoubtedly be a personal sacrifice to you and your families. This year, i.e. in 2017, this sacrifice takes on new meaning, as many of you have also now financially invested in your education since the changes to the GATE program has been implemented. This sacrifice needs to be rewarded by your hard work and perseverance. I urge you to be diligent, maintain, and in fact exceed the requisite 2.0 CGPA as mandated by the Ministry of Education for students accessing GATE. Your sacrifices, both financial and otherwise, should promote a spirit of excellence in all that you do. Success at tertiary education is largely based on the effort that you expand. So, make the very best of your time here with us at the university. We are truly happy to have you at UTT, the National University of Trinidad and Tobago, and we are excited to work with you for the attainment of your fullest potential. I look forward to engaging and interacting with many of you and wish you the greatest success on this new academic journey. Thank you and welcome to UTT.
Thank you, Professor Al-Zabadi. We have a lot of information to share with you this morning, and we will do so as we go along. But before I do that, I want you to take a look around at the people in purple. Take a look around. All these people are students, and I want you to give them a resounding round of applause for their efforts. Our student volunteers. And before today or this week is over, ensure that you become one of them. All right? So let's move on with our program. I would like to invite Mr. Shaquille Vincent, who is a student pursuing Bachelor's in Fine Arts of the Performing Arts at the Upper Campus, to join us on stage and share a rendition with us, which is his own composition. And I would like you all to please encourage him, welcome him, and appreciate him. Mr. Shaquille Vincent, ladies and gentlemen.
Just to say a bit about the song, the name of the song is Beautiful. The song basically speaks about the way I feel about the independent, beautiful women of Trinidad and Tobago and the region, and the world by extension. So, hope you guys enjoy it. So all the ladies that believe the beautiful, let me see your hand in the air like this. Cause you're so beautiful, you're so beautiful to me, yes now, to me, to me, to me, to me, to me, cause you're so beautiful, you're so beautiful. push you, shove you, kick you, beat you, and them treat you like dirt. Whoa, when all me want to do is hug you, kiss you, show them what you're worth. Yes, now, I've seen the tears you cry, and still I wonder why. How could them do this here now? When all you need is love, I'll go fly like a dove. Cause girl, I just want you to know that you're so beautiful. You're so beautiful to me, to me, to me. Cause you're so beautiful, you're so beautiful to me. To me, yes. Listen, cause you're a woman of great distinction. No words can fit the description. Man of this world has different dimensions. Can't hold on to domination. Yo, me and you together, things will be better. No need to cry, time to wipe them tears from your eye. Baby girl, I love you, promise to stay true. No need to worry, I will be there in a hurry. Cause you are, yes now. You're so beautiful, you're so beautiful to me. Yes now, to me, cause you're so beautiful, you're so beautiful to me. Yeah. I was singing, cause you're so to me, cause you're so beautiful, you're so, yes you are, no. Listen, and I'm gonna say, always remember, you're wonderfully made by God. No need to alter, no, you're naturally beautiful. Oh, you're so blessed, woman of royalty, not a princess, but you are my queen. Cause you're so beautiful, you're so beautiful to me. Cause you're so beautiful, you're so beautiful to me. Cause you're so to me. Cause you're so beautiful, you're so beautiful to me, to me. I said I'm push you, shove you, kick you, beat you, and I'm treat you like dirt. Whoa, when all me want to do is hug you, kiss you, show them what you're worth. Yes, now, then push you, shove you, kick you, beat you, and I'm treat you like dirt. When all me want to do is hug you, kiss you, show them what you're worth. Cause you're so, thank you.
Simply awesome. Yes? No? Okay. Just checking. Thank you very much, Shaquille. I would like to invite to the stage the holder of the highest student office in our university, your Executive Student Guild President, Mr. Kamal Hunt, to bring you greetings and to address you. Let's welcome him, please.
Professor Clement Imber, Deputy Chairman of the Board of Governors, Mr. Dormin Manzano, Corporate Secretary, Professor Sarim Al-Zabaidi, President of the University of Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Raul Mohammed, Assistant Vice President of Student Support Services, Acting, Mr. Philip Robinson, Registrar, Mrs. Fiona Lupingwa, Financial Controller, members of the Executive Guild, members of the Student Chapter Guilds, newly incoming UTT students, specially invited guests, a warm welcome. Good morning. It is indeed an honor to stand here with you, my fellow students, and congratulate you on making a fantastic decision of becoming enrolled as a student of the National University of Trinidad and Tobago. This university, above all, is founded on core conviction for the development of the unique landscape of Trinidad and Tobago. This means, by becoming a student, you have embraced an important role. By embarking on a program of study at the University of Trinidad and Tobago, you are now a part of shaping our society and transforming our country. My name is Kamal Hunt. I have been enjoying my university experience here at the UTT since September 2015, and I hold the office of President of the Executive Student Guild for a second consecutive term. The Student Guild at the University of Trinidad and Tobago is grounded in core values, and I want to implore with you, the new students, to adopt these set values and internalize them, not just here during your stay at UTT, but throughout your lives. Integrity should be your cornerstone. Change begins with you. There isn't a mathematical solution or magical potion to change the world. We carry all the power we need inside ourselves to bring about that change. Respect should be your mantra. Respect for your peers, classmates, positions of office, but most importantly, respect for one's self. Exploration is also key. Think big, think outside the box, challenge yourself, follow your passion. What you will remember of your time here will be special experiences, the things that really catch your imagination. If there is something that you really want to do, some curiosity that you really want to pursue, ensure that you do it, and do not let anything stand in your way. Passionately and actively pursue what you believe in, no matter how bad things may seem to get. You are significant, you are unique. It would be remiss of me if I didn't mention at this point that you should lead with a heart of service. Should you aspire to inspire hearts and minds, you have led with your heart as well as your mind in the interest not just of yourself, more importantly, in the interest of others. Get involved, form study groups, help a friend in need, actively fulfill your role in group projects. Utilize the services made available to you by the university. Ultimately, we are here to learn, lead, and serve. And in doing so, in leading by example, we encourage others to emulate our actions. Which brings me to participation. The University of Trinidad and Tobago is an extraordinary and diverse community. There is an enormous amount of opportunities of all kinds, which include, but are not limited to, extracurricular, athletic, social, and leadership. Those experiences will have a huge impact on many of you. The intertwining of these experiences and academic excellence makes it ideal for a UTT student, a holistic student. I hope that none of you will lose sight of how special this time is in your life. It is a time to learn. It is a time to expose yourself. Let me tell you something that you might already know. The road ahead is not all sunshine and rainbows. It may get a bit tough. I will not sugarcoat it for you. There are times you may have many sleepless nights. It will beat you to your knees and keep you there if you let it keep you there. I am a firm believer that we will allow things to happen, and what will happen will happen. No matter how hard you are hit, get up, dust off, and keep moving forward expeditiously. That's how we win. Do not let fear of failure, of judgment, keep you from being great. You cannot achieve the reward without taking a risk. In closing, I want to urge all of you to enjoy your life and enjoy this journey. Enjoy these precious moments. Study hard, study wise, spend each day with some laughter and love, and above all, let the Supreme One guide your thoughts and your actions as you strive to become the best possible version of yourself. Welcome to UTT. Thank you. Can I ask all incoming students to stand, please? We are now going to recite the UTT's student oath. So you'll repeat after me. By voluntarily joining the student community of the University of Trinidad and Tobago, I accept the obligation to live by and to commit myself to the following principles. As a member of the University of Trinidad and Tobago, I will uphold the highest levels of personal and academic honesty. Responsibility and integrity. I will challenge myself to understand the unique views and life experience of others, and will treat each individual with respect and dignity. I will challenge myself to learn, to examine my beliefs, values, and goals, and to dedicate myself to ongoing pursuit of knowledge and truth. I will seek opportunities to strengthen our community, beginning with the campus community and extending to the larger world of which we are all a part. I will enrich the culture of the campus community and enhance my individual campus experiences by actively participating in campus and community life. By endorsing these common principles, I aspire to become a leader in this campus community. I will also encourage others at the university to honor this pledge. This commitment is my promise to the University of Trinidad and Tobago and its community of scholars. Within my capacity as Executive Student Guild President at the University of Trinidad and Tobago, I now pronounce that you are full-fledged members of the University of Trinidad and Tobago. You deserve a resounding round of applause. Thank you. You may have your seats.
So I will ask Mr. Kamal Hunt, your Executive Student Guild President, and Mr. Lochan, would you please escort both presidents, Professor Al-Zabadi, to the table for signing, and they will be signing the student register on your behalf. This is an important moment in your student experience, in your student life. This ceremony is one of the traditions of the National University, and it is being done on your behalf. We are very fortunate to have with us Professor Imber. I think you all would have heard me mention his name a number of times in this session. And he just came from a very important meeting with the minister, and he is here just to grace us and bring you greetings. So let's just welcome him, please, as he made the effort and attempt to be with us today.
Hi, good morning. I still have 2 frogs in my throat, so excuse me. I had 4. I have the flu. I killed 2, so but there are still 2 there, so just excuse the frogs. So happy to see you. Happy to see so many of you have chosen to come to UTT. UTT is a very exciting university. I spent 34 years in UWI. Professor of Engineering, Professor Julian, spent 1 more year than I did at UWI. He spent 35 years. I spent 34. He retired a long time before me. I retired not so long ago. But both of us are still attached to UWI as what you call professors emeriti. A professor emeritus is a professor who they think is worthy of giving a title so that you can go back to your old university. You might have an office there and you are there for life. But we are both dedicated to UTT. I in particular, because I go to my office very frequently in UWI to advise students and to do some other things. We are both very committed to UTT and committed actually to bring UWI and UTT together so that we cooperate rather than think that we should compete. So again, thank you for coming to UTT. Thank you for coming today to this orientation, and I won't keep you back any further. So thanks.
Thank you very much, Professor. There are a number of people I would like to thank for making today and this ceremony possible. And I would like you all to please give them a resounding round of applause. I will start with the campus management team of the O'Meara campus. Mr. Bisnat Johnson and his team. All the units of the Student Support Services Department, Student Development, Career Development, Civic and Community Engagement, our Disabilities Unit. I would like them to just stand. Let's say thank you. I'm sure you saw our sign language interpreters doing their thing to the front. The Corporate Communications Department, Ms. Sandra Ganes and her team. And I'm sure you all can do better than that. Thank you. Our sound guys, the Smart Vibrations team, always with us, always working with us. We thank you. Our student volunteers, the University of Trinidad and Tobago thanks you for your service, tireless service. Again, I want to thank our specially invited guests. I would like to really acknowledge and thank all the chapter officers of the student guilds. These are your representatives. Let's give them a round of applause, please. The president and members of the Executive Student Guild, Mr. Kamal Hunt, Ms. Shelley Gay Barnett, Vice President, Ms. Amrita Ramdas, our Assistant Secretary, and Ms. Aliyah Mohammed, our Public Relations Officer, who is with us today. I want to thank our corporate secretary, who is always very supportive of all student initiatives, Mr. Darwin Manzano. Our beloved registrar, Mr. Philip Robinson. Our Assistant Vice President Acting of Student Support Services, Mr. Raul Mohammed. A very serious lady in this university, Ms. Fiona Lupingwa, our Financial Controller. All members of corporate staff, all lecturers who are with us today, we thank you. And I would like to invite our student guilds, led by Mr. Kamal Hunt, to return to our positions. They are going to prepare for some important work on your behalf, which we will advise you as soon as they take their exit. We are giving them the opportunity to go and be ready and prepared for all of you. So before they exit, let's give them a round of applause again, please. And I'm going to ask our sound guys to give us our procession music. Take their exit, we can see our Executive Student Guild led by Mr. Kamal Hunt, followed by the APA campus, Corinth campus, Point Lisas, John D. Chagaramas, San Fernando Tech, Omera, Chagaramas, with all their flair and pomp and pageantry and so on. Tobago. All right, so I was about to introduce someone very special to the university, to myself, and to you, so starting today. And she's going to share some very important information with all of you in a session called Professor's Perspectives. I would like to invite to the stage Dr. Solange Kelly.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Let me congratulate each and every one of you for being successful in coming to UTT. I would like you to give yourself a round of applause. So now you're at university. Did anybody Google what a university is before coming here? Or you just assume you knew? Anybody Google it? No? So I'm wondering, do you have an idea what university life is about? Did anybody chat with anybody before? Nobody? You'll just show up? Show of hands. If you chatted with anybody before as to what university life was about. And you don't have to bow your head while you're raising your hand. Oh, you know, it's not a sad thing, really, right? So, because I'm a lecturer here, I have to give an exam, right? That's the nature of me. So my first thing is going to be an exam. It's an easy exam. It's a quiz, right? I'm sure you would have heard that in UTT we give lots of quiz, right? So, how many people saw this? How many people saw this? One. Well, yes. Anybody else? All right. When you are dismissed, I would like you to go and find out where this monument is located. Can you see it from where you are? What are you seeing? And now I need feedback. So the quicker you feedback to me, the shorter I'll finish. The longer you take the feedback with me, we spend the whole day here. Because you know what they say about lecturers? We could real talk. Right? So, what you're seeing in the picture? Quickly, quickly, jump up on your feet and shout it out. Huh? What you seeing in the picture? Huh? Two people talking and one just there. Well, he has some books open, yeah? He has some books open on his lap. And these two people looking like what? Huh? They're looking drunk? What are they looking like? What are they looking like? Students? Yeah? Yeah, they're looking like students. Hey, I really like this picture, you know. What else you're seeing? Some obvious things. Plants. A bench. Huh? They're barefooted. I didn't get that one, but yes, they're barefooted. All right. And what do you think this represents? Why would we, actually this monument is on this campus. Why on earth would you think, or what do you think this is trying to tell us? If you put a monument there, it should tell you something. What do you think it's trying to tell us? What happened? What? You want the mic? What do you think it's trying to tell us? This easy. Listen, you all have harder quiz to take than this, you know. This is watch a picture and tell me what the picture is saying. You all have harder quizzes to take than this. You don't know? Well, let's go. You saw a teacher who was here, right? So we have a lecturer, and that person will share knowledge to you, yeah? And he's supposed to be, he or she, will refer to some books, right? Not so? I'm saying the obvious, but there's a reason why I'm saying the obvious, all right? Follow me, indulge me, right? He or she will also share their life. So I know at UTT we are very big on practical. A lot of our lecturers here, they have either worked in the field or not, they have not only studied in the field, I should say, they have also worked in the field. So we share not only from the textbook, but what we share is our lives. And any good teacher, and we have the teachers here, we have teachers here, right, in Corinth and Valsain. Any good teacher, you know that you're sharing more than what is in the textbook, but you're also sharing your life, right? And that's what lecturers, or that's what lecturers supposed to be doing, right? Then you have the students. And what is students supposed to be doing? Yeah, the answer is always on the board. What is students supposed to be doing? Not seeking out information or trying to pass the exam. Which one? If you had a choice, seeking out information or trying to pass an exam, which one? Which one is of more value? Yes, you tell me that now. All right. It will be tested. All right? The student's job is to build on the knowledge received and seek to apply the knowledge received. There's another aspect of the student. What do you think is happening there? What do you think might be the other aspect of the student? Come, wake up, wake up. Should I do a hands up, hands out? What's the other aspect of the student? Socializing, building relationships, all right? You get 3 credits one time, okay? All right, see me after. Good, yeah, building relationships. Yeah, like I said, the answer always on the board. And then you have the benches and the plants and the books. And these represent basically your surroundings. It's the environment that you are placed to grow. This environment you're in here is UTT. And you have been placed in the UTT environment to grow. So, I thought of how best to explain to students. Now I'm looking on my phone because my notes are here. So don't think I'm WhatsApping. Right? How best to explain to students how this works. And I had a eureka moment one day home with my kids, and the neighbor was outside. I have a 5-year-old hyperactive child who thinks he can do anything. His best friend is the neighbor, who too hyperactive and thinks he can do anything. So my son was now beginning to ride without training wheels. He has an older brother who's 9. So the older brother wanted to show him how to ride without training wheels. The neighbor came across the 5-year-old again, and he said, no, he can teach my son how to ride with training wheels. So this is his way of teaching my son how to ride with training wheels. By the way, they are best friends, so he does not want his brother to show him. He wants the best friend. This is what the best friend did. My son is riding along this line, trying to. The best friend is across here saying, my son's name is Stefan. Ride, Stefan, ride. And I'm like, but what madness? Ride, Stefan, ride. That is his way of teaching my son how to ride without training wheels. You know what happened. But sometimes as lecturers we can do that. We could stand in our own context and talk to students and say, pass the exam, but why you not passing the exam? But thermodynamics is easy, boy, pass the exam. And I said, so the best way that I could convey my thoughts to you is to go through my life as a university student. But you all have to promise not to laugh at my pictures when I was younger, right? Let's just say I came into full bloom, right? So, this was me at the age of, no, I'm not going to give you my age because then you could do some calculations. This is me, right? Let me give you a background about me. I was at the zoo, well, the botanical gardens or something at this one. But this is just before I went into university. So I lived a relatively sheltered life, right? My parties were limited to birthday parties. So you will not find me, well, we didn't even have Facebook then. Haha, I'm already dated. Yes, we didn't have Facebook then, so you wouldn't see pictures all over the Facebook of me. But I lived a relatively sheltered life. I never limed on the streets. I never took drugs. Like I said, my parties were limited to home parties, right? Which I'm sure might be most of you all inside of here, right? I came from a home with good values, right? Not the best, but good values. You know, there are things that we couldn't do, we weren't allowed to do. We are allowed to be accountable. If you're coming home late, you have to call and say, or you have to say before that you're coming home late, right? So relatively good values. I had a few good friends. So I didn't walk around with a posse. I had about 3 or 4 good friends. And I was very competitive. And I'll talk more about that, right? So this is my story. When I entered university, you all seeing this picture here? That was my site of university when I went in university. What do y'all think about that? Y'all seen it? That's the first class. Minus the laptops. We didn't have laptops like that then. But that was the first class. What do you think was going through my mind? What would go through your mind if that's your first class? Any of the engineering people here? Any San Fernando engineering students here? Chances are, that's your first class. What thoughts hitting you as you see that? I can tell you what hit me. Oh my God. so many people. You remember, I came from high school. High school, how many students in a high school class? 40? 40. If everybody comes to school, right? 40. This is your first class. Immediately in my mind, it was loneliness, isolation, how you're going to get to talk to the lecturer. And most of the times, the lecturers, in my case, they had foreign accents. So it was difficulty even in understanding what the lecturer was saying. My first class. Right? I'm just introducing you to some of the realities of my process. Right? I was moved from a space where I was 1 in 40, and then I became 1 in what seemed to be 1 million students. Right? So again, I thought I had to fight for myself, because watching that picture, you think you're on your own. Because most of the times, you don't know many of the people in the class. You don't. And you're thinking yourself, you're on your own. Right? So I had already made up my mind that life was going to be hard. That was the first conclusion. Right? Then, I got my first F. And as a lecturer, I mean, I can see students when they get their first F, or even C. So just say a bad grade from what you're accustomed of getting. All right? What do you think that could produce inside of you? Huh? Doubt? Definitely doubt. Doubt in what? Doubt in yourself, yeah. What else? I was looking at my first F, you know, like a horror movie. They have that kind of music that comes up. I swear I was hearing that music when I was looking at the F. It was like, seriously? 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 It was a horror movie playing out in slow motion in my life. Yeah? Yes, you get doubt. What else? What else? Yeah. I also felt rejected by the system. It's like, why am I here? And that's the first thing people ask when they do badly. Why am I here? I can't do this. This is too hard. I knew I should not have come here. It starts to reinforce all the doubts that you had inside of your own mind. That's called the first failure. Next. Friends. So by now, you're looking for friends, or friends come to you. Normally it starts with the person sitting next to you. But the first set of friends I had, the problem with them is that they didn't share the same values from the home I came from. And what I found happening, so some of them were really bright. And I'm sure some of you will meet some of the friends that I'm talking about. Some of them were really, really, really smart. Like they could just listen to a lecture and, start working out the questions one time. But then they will say, I didn't study at all, no? I just went to sleep and got up and got an A. Right. Yes? The friends, the ones that they call themselves the good friends. They tell you they slept and they woke up and they got an A. Right. So I had friends like those. So I thought I could sleep and wake up and get an A. Go Paul, lock in, see Paul. Yeah? And they didn't have my values. It was a bit questionable for some of them. Some of them did, some of them don't. But what I found was I was compromising to accommodate. I was compromising to accommodate your friendship. All right? This is true university story. When that started to happen, and all this was in the first year, I had to press pause. There was one day I was thinking about the whole academic year that went by, and I kind of pressed pause. And during pause, I had to stop, think, observe, then proceed. Because I said, this is not making sense. I was sent here to do a good job. And what I find, my values were going down. My grades were not the best. It just did not make sense. University has to make sense. That's why you're here in the first place. To me, this is a game changer. University is a game changer. Right? So I started to consider, and I considered first thing. One of my consideration was, well, this thing has to be a journey. Because a journey takes you from one place to another place. The only problem was I did not like the place I was going. And why I didn't like the place I was going, because I never stopped to think, to consider where I wanted to go. So the stream was taking me down anywhere. But university is a journey. So the first question is, if I am heading to Arima and I start traveling west, what will be the first thing that comes to your mind when you see me traveling west and bowling? I'm on my way to Arima. Yes, it's called crazy, loco, mad. Yes? Because your journey has to take you to the destination that you want to go, not so? So I had to sit down and think about, who do I want to become? I had to sit down, not just what grades I want to get, but who do I want to become? And that part of that is fueled by, what am I graduating into? I did engineering, so I was going to become an engineer. So let me start talking to engineers and find out, what does engineering entail? Because I can't waste the rest of years inside of university. I had to make it count. Yeah, so I had to stop. The child had to now become an adult. You know, children, you could give them anything, you could, bamboozle them, whatever. I left my children, they're still on holidays, so they're just laughing and playing and rolling and fighting, but the child had to become an adult. And if I was going towards adulthood, it's time for me to start talking to adults and asking adult questions. And I want to put this challenge out to everyone. Ask yourself not only what you want to achieve, but ask yourself, who do you want to become? Because I'm telling you, university life will, not can, it will change you. You are in a different context. And if you have not made up your mind who you want to be, it will shape you into anything it wants you to become. And that was the first thing I thought of. The next thing I thought of was, in this one, I'm a Christian, so this scripture came out to me. If the axe is dull and one doesn't sharpen its edge, then one must exert more strength. But wisdom is profitable to direct.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. I know for some of you it would be the first time you're being referred to as ladies and gentlemen. Get used to it in the big league now. Yes? Give yourselves a round of applause for reaching this far. And let me share with you a quote, one of my favorite quotes. You didn't come this far to only come this far. Make sense? You didn't come this far to only come this far. So my name is Carl Muckett, and I am with the Student Support Services Department, and I want to introduce my colleague, Mr. Chad Miguel. And
Hi.
Chad Miguel, okay, round of applause, I'll tell you his special skill. Chad Miguel is the mind reader in Student Support Services. He could read minds. You want an example? You want an example? No, I need a better yes than that. Would you like an example? Chad, you think you're up to it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
All right, okay. So, here's what I want you to do. Think of a number between 1 and 10. You have that? Multiply that number by 9. I know for some of us it will take a little longer. That's all right. We're not mathematically inclined. That's all right. We have that. Thought of a number, we multiply the number by 9. Now, whatever answer you get, add the 2 digits together. If it's a 2-digit answer, add the 2 digits. We've done that? Good. Now, minus 5 from the answer. Everybody still with me? We've done that. It's sharp people, there's the University of Trinidad and Tobago. So we'd have a number. Whatever number you have, think of the corresponding letter in the alphabet. So if your answer is 1, we think of A, 2, we think of B, etc. We have that letter? Good. Now think about a European country that begins with that letter. Some of us may need a little more time. Think of a European country that begins with the letter that you have. Hope you could spell that country. Now, the second letter of that country's name, think of a large land animal that begins with that letter. Now, think of the color of that large land animal. Chad, don't make me look bad. Tell these ladies and gentlemen what they were thinking about.
Okay, so let me see if I could figure out what you all were thinking. Most of you all would have thought that there are gray elephants from Denmark. Who got that?
Yo, round of applause for Chad. A better round of applause. If you actually thought about a grey elephant from Denmark, we see some people put their hands up. Yeah? Remarkable, remarkable. So, what that shows is that we know what you need, we know what you're thinking. Even before you come to this space here, we are aware of some of the things you need and some of the things that we need to put in place to help you to function at optimal efficiency. Good? Now, I need your participation, and I need you to shout from where you are if you want to get involved in the presentation. You need to shout from where you are. We need to raise the energy in the room. Now, before we go any further, I have a question. And the question is, why are you here? And I want somebody to try and answer for me. Why are you here? Anybody, stick your hand up. Yes? Shout it out. To better yourself as an individual. Yeah? I'm here to better myself as an individual. Somebody else?
Anybody?
Just hold on. But you have any, like the little prizes you give out, the little tokens you have?
The money, you put the money in the envelope, eh?
So put $10,000 in the envelope for me, so the persons who contribute the most, right, okay, good. So we have one person there contending for the $10,000 today. Good contender. Yeah, so I saw another hand went up. Where was it? Yes, tell me, why are you here? To gain knowledge in whatever field you're interested in. Good. I have a hand here. To be able to serve society when you get that knowledge. Yes.
To get a good paying job in the future.
To get a good paying job in the future. Round of applause for this fella here. This fella knows what he's talking about to get a good paying job in the future. Now, let me tell you something. My son, I have a son, he's 22 years old right now. And if I call his name, some of you might know him. I may call his name. But when he was 7 years, he enrolled in a football school called FC Santa Rosa. And when he was enrolling in the football school, I went and I had a conversation with the coach, and I said, Coach, my son is here to be a part of your school. What can you promise him from being here? And the coach said, well, he'd been in a very structured environment, constructive use of time, he developed football skills, etc., etc. I said, but I could do all of that. I'm not interested in him coming here to be in a structured environment, constructive use of time, develop football skills. He is interested in becoming a member of the national football team. And can you do that for him? And he said yes. And of course, my son went on to become the captain of the national under-17 team. He was the captain of the national under-20 football team. He was recently invited to try out with the senior team. But the point is, since age 7, he was thinking about age 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So while you're here to develop in a particular area, to gain a specific set of skills and knowledge, to serve society, as the case may be, to get a good paying job, the bottom line is you are aware of the future that you want, and at some level you believe being here could give you that future. True or false? True or false? At some level, you know the kind of future you want, and you believe that being here could give you that kind of future. But like my son, whenever he didn't want to get up on mornings, I say, hey, brother, get up. Your future is calling. You want that. I didn't say that. You say you want that. So from time to time when we feel discouraged, remember, it's your future that you're working on. Yes? Let me ask a quick question. Time. Who could define time for me? I have difficulty understanding what time is. Who could define time for me? Yes, I see. Chad, you want to support her with a mic for me way back there? Sure. Don't put your hand back up. I see you. Tell me what is time. Meanwhile, somebody else think about it because we have $10,000 and we have 2 mics. What is time?
Rate of change.
Sorry?
Rate of change. In each individual.
Rate of change in each individual. That one's still a little big for me. Thank you very much. Yes, look, we have a hand here. What is time?
Time is something that definitely don't wait on you.
Time is something that definitely don't wait on you. Okay, okay. Look, I see a hand here, Chad. Yeah? Tell us, what is time?
Time is a constant. It keeps going.
Time is a constant. It keeps going. Anybody else? Anybody else want to partake in this $10,000? Anybody else? Anybody else? I know one person's name here. It would be unfair for me to pick on you. Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? Yes. Look way down on this side here. This is the final one, and then I'll tell you what I think time is.
I think that time is a very important resource that is used to guide an individual's life.
That's nice. Time is a very important resource used to guide an individual's life. Yeah? So that's quite nice. Anybody else? Nobody on this side? Yeah? Well, right. That's good.
Time is money.
Time is money. This side only talking about money. You see what's happening on this side? This guy said, I'm here to get a good job with a big salary. This man said, time is money. So you see how they're thinking. But let me tell you, here's what I think time is. I've been told 2 things, and they contradict each other. So perhaps today we could clear it up. I've been told that time is what stops everything from happening all at once. Time is what stops everything from happening all at once. And the next thing I've been told is, there's no such thing as time, there's only now. Kind of contradict each other, yeah? So I could see your brains now going through some kind of untangling, yeah? Time is what stops everything from happening all at once. And another person say, there's no such thing as time, everything is happening only right now. Let's make sense of that. Now, in order to make sense of that, I need nothing but your undivided attention. If you blink, you will miss this point I'm about to make. No blinking zone. We're in a no blinking zone. You blink, you miss the point. You ready for this? What if what we call the present, actually we are pronouncing it incorrectly. It's not the present, it's the present. What if what we call the present is not the present, but it is the present? What if what we call the past is actually an opportunity for us to present what we want our life to be like? And what we are able to observe and evaluate right now, which we call the present, is actually an assessment of that which was present. Make sense? And what if what we call the future is actually an opportunity for us to constantly improve on that which was present based on our observation and a more favorable future that we're after? What if? Make some sense? Yeah? Make some sense? So here's the thing. What you are able to achieve today is based on what you present in former episodes of now. In this current episode of now, you have the opportunity to evaluate what you have been sending against the money, the contribution to society, the quality of individual that you want to become. You have the opportunity to assess yourself against those such that your next evaluation, it would measure favorably against the lifestyle that you want. Make sense? Yeah? So every single day in university is an opportunity for us to present that which is compatible with what we want our life to be like. Make sense? Yeah? True or false? We quiet. All right, I have a big riddle. Quick question. So 5 persons playing a game of draft. No. 2 individuals playing 5 games of draft. They both won the same amount of games. How could that happen? Anybody? Riddle time. 5 persons playing 2 guys playing 5 games of draft and they both won the same amount of games. How is that possible? Shout it out. 2 wins and a draw? No, there were no draws. But as a give a round of applause, that was a very good answer. But there were no draws. Yes? No, all games, not now and the last game, all games were played. But a round of applause, that's a good answer. But I'm betting, Chad, tell me, you can read minds. Which section the answer will come from?
This side.
Oh, okay, let's see.
This is the money side.
Oh, this is the money side. So let's see. They played 5 games and they won the same number of games. How could that happen? Chantel, tell me. Yeah. Say it again.
2 different tables. They're playing different people.
They were playing against different individuals. Very good round of applause. Round of applause. It shows that we're thinking. So we want some energy in this space. We want some energy in this space.
They call me oh la 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 tunje. Call them love me like food on a Sunday. Love me flow, love me style, love me plenty. And without them in my life will be empty. I say, girl to man is 20. Couple woman a day is healthy. I met so much woman in my life and this girl yeah excellent. Baby grip me like I'm your lover. Hold me a little closer. Your beauty is so divine. Skin color vanilla. I give her summer for soca. Then she put she head on my shoulder. I couldn't reach this, so I had to jack it up and then I had to tell her. You, turn round for me, baby, turn for me. Turn round for me, baby, you too good. Turn for me, yeah, yeah, yeah. Turn round for me, ay, 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 ay. Turn for me, turn round for me, le, 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 le. My girl, let's back it up, back it up, back it up, lift it up, jack it up, jack it up, jack it for me. Back it up, back it up, back it up, lift it up, jack it up for me. Back back it up, back it up, back it and lift it up, jack it up, jack it up, jack it for me. Back it up, back it up, back it up, lift it and jack it up for me. Hola tunje, dance we dance, body tight up and the short pants thing. It does make the head get hot like pot and I just get one thing. My girl live is one thing, you could move to when any song sing. I'm not afraid to say this, but girl you make me feel ranking. Baby grip me like I'm your lover, hold me a little closer. Your beauty is so divine, skin color vanilla. I give her some for soca, then she head on my shoulder. I couldn't resist, so I had to jack it up and then I had to tell her, you, turn wrong for me, baby, turn for me, turn wrong for me, baby, you too good, turn for me.
When I go to far, you're a swimming pool.